Hi everyone, Nigel Saunders here. We are here for another backyard tour, and today I'm at John's.
Hello everyone, welcome to my little garden.
Here is Sage, guardian of the bonsai.
Well, here we have mystery juniper.
Okay.
This was
mystery tree.
Yeah, it's just basically common juniper, but there you go. There's some left stuff that didn't trim this.
It looks like one of those mint green ones or something that they sell at the garden stores.
But
wow, look at the base on it.
I took it to a shop with Juan at Toronto.
Oh yeah.
Bonsai Club.
Yeah.
And the wiring was done during the workshop.
Yeah.
Well, this tree was thrown away from my neighbor's yard.
Oh really?
Yeah, that time had about number of poking straight branches, and it was in the middle of summer when I repotted.
Yeah.
We dunked it in a big blue box, blue bin, with wherever leftover soil I had.
Yeah.
And you know, I've been working on it for about 5 years.
Survived and
I love the deadwood.
Yeah, it looks really good.
So I believe I have another specimen of the same species further on in the yard.
Okay.
They seem to display very nice deadwood.
Yeah, that's
but
amazing.
The foliage is a bit of a,
that's
nuisance.
Really nice, eh? But so natural looking, the deadwood.
Well, I carved it because they were porker straight.
Yeah.
Just 5 elbows.
Carved, or did you peel it?
I peeled it.
Peeled it. And
see, there's more deadwood here.
Oh yeah, yeah. Wow. Well, the tree's got a nice style to it, doesn't it? It's
Thank you.
Very pleasing structure.
It was mostly straight when I got it. Like most of the growth was straight.
Yeah.
And then just the yanking and pulling and
little gentle manipulation.
And the beauty about this plant, see, because the growth is very shaggy.
Yeah.
But it's rather strong and healthy specimen that it doesn't mind hard pruning.
I see.
You can give a bolt cut and it looks awful for a year or two, but then new growth comes up.
I see.
Even from places that you would not expect.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, so it's really nice for that.
Awesome.
Well, there's our native.
That's a Pinus strobus,
I believe.
Yeah.
It's just a seedling, but for $1 or $2 at a big box store.
Oh, it looks great.
It had very tiny needles that time.
Yeah.
And the exposed root, bit of that going on here.
Yeah, that looks nice.
So, I tried. A lot of people.
Yes, they're difficult, but I've seen some good examples of them over my years in bonsai, and you always appreciate them when you see them looking good.
Yeah, and here's one of those Japanese flowering beauties. I believe it's Japanese daisy. The flowers look quite spectacular.
Like the Nippon daisy, or
maybe that's what that is.
Nippon daisy.
I'm not very good with plant names.
Neither am I.
But yeah.
Okay.
When they do open up, they look.
So yeah, that'll be really something. Eh?
Yeah, and it's multi-year perennial. And this here, I believe, is just one of those things I picked up when I was collecting.
Okay. And
it's native grass of some kind, but it has very dense structure, and I thought it was kind of interesting.
Yeah, it looks good.
Yeah. So anything that is interesting.
You can put a lot of things in a pot, and it brings them out, doesn't it?
You have to experiment. This is our North Ontario Junipers horizontalis.
Wow.
It's one of natives.
Yeah.
It doesn't like to be wired. No.
You've got the juvenile foliage here, is it?
And every time I wired something, most of the branches have died off when you wire them.
Okay, so it doesn't.
And they get very, very dense in some areas, so I try to discourage this.
Yeah.
But
thin it out. And
it's one of the.
It's a really interesting tree, that one.
But if you see where they grow, it's really spectacular. The patterns that they grow.
Yeah.
They obviously grew like this, like just horizontal.
Okay.
And it's like a spider web of branching
just
in every direction.
Like this, aren't they?
In nature,
I've seen
it's
that. Yeah.
Bizarre, because it's like maybe 3 inches off the ground.
Yes.
And when you walk on it, you're walking all over it.
Yeah, they just kind of flatten out and.
Yeah, so this is kind of like
that looks
Jurassic.
I like it. I think it's really, really cool.
It's work in progress.
Yeah.
I haven't repotted since it's still a collection kind of.
And everything's a little dry today because we spent the whole day out hiking and looking at nature, didn't we?
Yeah, wasn't that something, right? I hope you enjoyed it because, and I hope whoever watches the video enjoys it too.
Oh, I'm sure they will.
It's one of my favorite places.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
This one here, well,
That's a ficus.
Yeah, it's
And it's got fruit on it.
yeah. I was told that this is sign of old tree.
Wow. Yeah.
This is one of my oldest bonsai in my
Now,
care.
I guess that's a microcarpa, is it?
Yes,
Or?
yes. But it's
Very
on the
smooth.
bark versions
Yeah.
of it.
Okay,
yeah.
because
It's not tiger bark.
it's very smooth. Yeah.
When I acquired it, it was about the size of this twig.
Okay.
That's
Really?
oh yeah, it was some
So
20
it's-
some years ago.
Wow. So that's really grown a bit, eh?
Yeah, but look at it. I'm not pleased with it lately. You know, I have removed some of the bigger branches because it became like overly
I see.
muscular.
Yes.
So some of those bigger branches became some
Cutting.
small cuttings that I have further down on the shelves.
Yeah.
But once it starts getting mature, it's like this tree is such a robust species
Yeah.
that usually grows like crazy. And in the last 5 years or so, it kind of stopped. Before, any time you did any cutting,
Yeah.
it would burst with buds everywhere.
I see.
And I don't know what happened. I put in finer, I thought maybe it needs to be repotted and all this stuff, and I have clover everywhere.
Well, I find ficus is a guessing game. You wonder, is it the weather?
Yeah.
Is it the sunlight? Is it my placement? Is it my watering? Is it my
Yeah.
fertilizer? Does it need repotting? And you're always guessing and guessing.
But it was
And
crazy. It grew like weed before.
yeah,
And all of a sudden, like once they reached a certain age, it just stopped. And they're known for healing themselves well. And I didn't even touch the growth for like last 2 years. And that's where it is.
well, maybe it's that I know a lot of like full-size ficus. They grow to a certain height, and then all the growth starts going into horizontal branches. So maybe it is getting mature, and it's I don't know.
Well,
It looks good. I think it's fantastic.
well, it was been a while, a number of years, and different cuttings and different restyles and all that.
Yeah.
And there was no root here, so I approach graft this
okay.
one.
Yeah. Yeah.
And look, this one has berries too.
Yeah. Wow. Is that ever cool?
Yeah. So, well, this is our.
Wow.
Some people like this species. I do like the bark on it.
This is
but
an elm, is it?
This is Siberian elm.
Siberian elm.
Some people
okay.
despise this type of plant.
Well, they're a bit invasive, aren't they?
Well, not only that, because they're known for dropping branches.
Okay.
But I love the little leaves on them for the native.
Yeah.
They're just
That is
beautiful.
amazing. I
Yeah.
mean, on a full-size tree, the leaves they're still small, but they're not.
Yeah.
Not
Well,
this
when they're
small.
grown in on the side of the road, the leaves get quite big as well. At
Yes.
least to this size.
Yeah. Yeah.
But this. Oh, sorry.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. They. This is what I normally see
Yeah.
them. At least that.
But in a pot, and it's a bit of a miracle as well because you can see where the life vein is.
Oh yeah. On
Everything
the
else is
inside.
dead.
That's amazing.
I missed sulfur, lime sulfur. I missed to
Okay.
put some on my plants so they don't look very bright. But you usually
Okay.
do it. This year's been rather busy.
Yeah.
And the story about this one is that it was basically, I had a rather nice domes on both of those
Okay.
branches.
Yeah.
And then rabbit came in and just clear cut everything last year.
Really?
So this is a 1 year growth. They were down to stumps.
Wow.
So, yeah, the
Well.
nice photopiary or your hedge trimming.
Yeah. Well.
But I know, unfortunately, I'm worried that there's not many years left in this tree
I see.
because but story of life.
Yeah. Yeah.
See how long it survives.
Nothing lasts forever, does it?
This one here, it's my work in progress.
That's,
like everything else is work in progress.
Natal
Yeah,
ficus or
yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It's on a feather rock, so it's rather nice. heavy
Okay.
rocks. And you can see that is just, yeah. I think I repotted it this year, and I wanted to push the roots a bit further against the rock. So,
Yeah. Oh, it
And
looks,
had
it's a nice rock.
major restyling because it thickens quite big and fast.
Yeah.
So then you have to and doesn't like to be bent too much. It snaps very easy.
I see. Brittle. eh?
They're actually brittle.
Really?
Yeah. See, I took some major cuts.
See, I
off
haven't
it.
found that out because I don't wire them. So
You're good. But to be convincing on a rock,
Yes.
you wanted to have.
yeah, yeah.
So I'm hoping that the big scars heal.
I'm sure it will.
And yeah, this responded quite well. This.
It looks really good. And this is not the Burt Devi, or
It
is
is.
it? It is.
It is.
Okay, so it has the little leaves and
Yeah,
then
maybe I'll put it here so. Carry so much. Maybe those plants need more space here.
Okay.
But, you know, as you, well, so everything else. Oh my goodness, I forgot that too much water here. My Bougainvillea.
I see.
And this doesn't look like enough. Anyhow, see, flowers are coming.
Oh yeah.
There's a purple one.
So that's
premature.
Glabra.
Yeah,
Bougainvillea glabra,
yeah.
I think.
But I have another version of it.
Oh, it's looking really good then.
Oh, it's quite old. I acquired it from a long-time member of a club.
Yeah.
And, you know, they don't thicken easy.
Okay.
This would have to be probably 30, 40-year-old.
Wow. Yeah.
It was rather bigger, but, you know, the tendency of Bougainvilleas is that they get the shoots in other places.
Yeah.
Usually armpits. You know, like you know what I mean.
Yeah, in the crotch, between the crotch.
Yeah, and the worst places where you don't want to leave, they grow leaf, and then where you do, they don't.
Yeah.
So it's always a fight. But they make charming specimens.
Yeah.
And the
flowers are beautiful, aren't they?
Yeah, and showy. But at this moment, I'm not worried about flowers.
Yeah,
I just want to be healthy.
Yeah.
And I have another one here.
And why do you have it on a gravel bed? Does it use more water than a lot of other trees?
I experimented with trees this year.
Yeah.
This sort of new arrangement, but the smaller the pot.
Oh, I see. You have a lot on gravel beds.
More water, and because this was watered, repotted.
Yeah.
I thought they usually don't like that much water. They are rather desert-like.
Yeah.
I mean, especially in winter, they'll lose all the leaves in winter.
Okay.
Half a year they have no leaves on them. And it's like, oh God, the plant died. And then the light extends, and it actually will bloom in the winter too when they have no leaves sometimes.
Oh, okay, really?
Oh yeah, they're kind of bizarre that way.
Wow.
But they're so much happier now.
They look really good.
But the leaves,
very
this
green.
kind of stinky smell. You know what I'm
Do
talking
they?
about?
No, I don't actually. Oh yeah. Whew.
It's a bit like a cat box.
Yeah, or tomatoes. Yeah.
But this other one I have, it doesn't have the same smell.
Okay.
Anyway,
Maybe your cat is peeing on that.
No, probably not. But it's just like that. You know, like why is that smell?
Yeah, that is very strong.
Yeah. So they seem to be stronger growers, that variety.
Yeah.
There's an example of natives.
Wow. I see European buckthorn there.
Yeah.
I think. That too.
Probably, and this one too.
Okay, yeah.
And some elm, some kind of
elm. Yeah. Wow.
But see the grasses, like sometimes the native plantings just kind of by themselves.
Yeah, they look nice, don't they?
It's just work in progress. I'm just testing to see how they take the pruning and if they like to be defoliated.
Have you any results on that yet, or the buckthorn?
On the pruning?
Yeah.
They're actually easy. Like they revive very easy. I wired this one at some point.
Okay. Yeah.
And they get tired later in the season. Like the foliage start looking kind of old and tired for some reason.
Yeah.
But other than that, anything that's invasive makes a good plant for potting cultivation.
And you never feel guilty about digging them up, do you?
Not.
And what is this?
This is my air layer of my what do you call it? Blau's Juniper.
Okay.
Which used to be quite popular back in the day.
Yeah, they have the bluish kind of needles, don't they?
Apparently, Blaui is cross between Sabina and Chinese juniper.
Okay, I didn't
Sabina
know that.
being poisonous foliage.
Oh yeah.
But the blue comes from there, from Sabina.
Yeah.
They're kind of more rougher, pipe-like, and Chinese, I guess, a relative of Shrimpakus and such. But see, touch it, it's supposed to feel like that.
Yeah, it's in between pleasant. Soft and.
But you can feel the moisture. I mean, not moisture, but like it's health.
Yeah, the spring. It's got
a bit of
spring to it, doesn't it? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So that tells me that it's happy.
It's happy. Okay.
So
cool.
Here's my bigger.
Wow.
Well, this is debatable. I thought this was what do you call it? The Japanese. Procumbens nana.
Okay.
But I'm not sure. Maybe like we had a show at nursery a couple of years, and I brought some junipers and I asked them what species it is, and they go, "There's like 400 different junipers."
Okay. Could be anything. Yeah.
So what I like about this one, it's again one of my older trees.
Yeah.
It came from a parking lot of a grocery store at the end of the season.
Oh, really?
So I
That
didn't
is
even
an
have.
old tree, isn't
I had
it?
no wire to wire, so I used a coat hanger to wire it.
Oh, yeah.
And because of that, I damaged some bark.
Okay.
So there's this backstory. The damaged bark came from that time, but I thought
It looks good
give
now,
a future to it.
Yeah. Wow.
Well,
And
the
the cascades.
cascading,
Yeah.
and the cascades not a big fashion trend anymore. But I thought, I like the clouds formation and
Yeah.
meandering.
It looks good. It's a fantastic tree.
But see, one thing about it is that I get dual foliage and it doesn't go away.
I see. Yeah, you've got this needle foliage and the scale-like foliage.
And I thought, I'll stop trimming it.
Yeah.
Maybe
It'll
stop
go
it.
away.
But
I've heard some people say it never goes away.
really, so just a species like this.
Yeah. I don't know what you do.
Yeah. Well, it is what it is, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, I have a juniper. I thought I trimmed it very lightly, and it all went back to juvenile foliage, and so far it's still juvenile. So
From far away, it's fine.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So my hinoki.
Okay, yeah. And this would be a dwarf hinoki,
I
would it? or-
guess, but I love purchasing those dwarf evergreens.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That
They're- Oh, look
you
at that.
you practice with them, you have fun with them,
Yeah.
and it's still young. That doesn't have the dead dieback in the middle.
Yeah.
And see the beauty of hinoki. Although I like the ones that look like at big trees, but
Yeah.
it looks somewhat healthy.
Yeah. It looks really good.
So needs to be watered. And there's my dwarf mugo.
Dwarf mugo pine, eh? Ooh.
It's all
That
work in
looks
progress.
Great. Yeah.
But with mugos, they can be temperamental.
Okay.
The browning of the needles and
Yeah.
you repotted this year, so I didn't do any work on it. But those little balls of green. It's just this one I thought looked nice and mature.
Yeah. I think it does. I like the shape of it. It's really nice.
Has some potential. I want this to fill in and
Yeah.
make a triangle appearance.
Oh,
Let's see. Let's see.
it'll come, I'm sure.
Keep our fingers crossed
Yeah.
and see our
There's another juniper.
rather one of the classic styles, but it needs
It's
to
a-
tighten up.
Yeah, it's really nice. Wow. Look at that
Well, this
deadwood
is-
and what do they call it? Tinjin or I don't know what they call it. Top gin.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
This is Itoigawa.
Okay.
See, when you compare them to other junipers,
Yeah.
like this one here, Itoigawa is much lighter and greener.
I see. Yeah.
And this is
It's
Shrimpaku.
almost like a fluorescent green, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I had
That's a
number-
cool tree.
a number of years ago a severe
Yeah.
drop in temperature, rapid
Okay.
drop in temperature, and unfortunately there was another live vein here,
Okay.
and this didn't make it.
Well, you got 2 layers of deadwood there. That looks good.
See, so this was
I like
live vein
that.
when I first acquired it.
Jonas said like that.
Yeah.
He likes his layered deadwood.
This probably came from California originally.
Okay.
This had a history to it, and so
Well, that's a super looking tree.
this
It
one-
looks like a tree from California. Looks
yeah.
like it was collected off the mountains in California.
Yeah,
It's
but I think it's one of those growers there that then was purchased from Western New York.
okay.
One of the club members purchased from U.S. and
I
got
see.
it here, and when he moved away, I purchased from him.
Wow.
Needs to be watered.
Very cool tree.
It still needs work, but I thought I let it grow
Yeah.
because it's not not show state at all. But I felt that it needs to revive itself.
Someday.
Yeah, and there's our
Elm?
yeah
Hokkaido?
Chinese.
Or
I'm not sure. I think it's Hokkaido, but it's hardy.
Seiju
Could
or
be one of those.
Hokkaido, one of those.
I give a severe haircut this year because it's kind of spindly.
It's quite thick actually for this species, I think. It's Wow.
If that's Hokkaido, then wiring is impossible because
Okay.
they break so easily. But I haven't done
see.
any wiring.
so they
because-
break from where it
Oh,
joins
yeah.
onto the branch.
Yeah, it's just like a cork.
It
It's like
looks
trying to cork it.
it looks kind of fragile, doesn't it?
But it's I overwinter in the garage. on
Okay.
either garage.
Okay, so it's hardy.
It's
Pretty
surprising.
hardy, yeah.
Like this is another species that one of the pleasures to work with.
Okay,
Korean hornbeam.
Korean hornbeam, yeah.
And I happen to have 2 of them.
Oh, wow.
Thanks, Mike Rousseau. Yeah, that's from his.
Oh, that looks
collection.
great. Yeah.
But they were much thinner when I purchased them.
Yeah.
But sometimes you try with a small tree.
Yeah.
Before you put big expense.
Yes. Learn the techniques and
Yeah.
the secrets of the tree.
Yeah.
Then you go for your
Yeah. Then you can go for a kill.
spend a bit of money on
Yeah.
a big tree or
But,
the one you want.
The beauty of them, as you know, is the fall colors. They're like Japanese maple, but on every single leaf you can get 3 different colors.
Okay, yeah. Wow.
And I don't know if the pot is right pot for it, but that's one of
Okay.
mine.
That's one of your pots you made.
It kind of looks better when the leaves come, like the fall foliage.
Right.
Again,
The yellows and oranges with the
Yeah.
blues, eh?
yeah.
Very cool.
This is
Eh.
my Shrimpaku.
Shrimpaku. Juniper, wow.
The beauty of the Shrimpaku is that you can really give them like nice tight
Yeah,
pads, and the bark shows up, brown bark, and
that color and
yeah, and then you have white deadwood.
yeah.
Although mine is not that quite white, but they're
Versatile
just-
tree, isn't it?
I love the moss on them,
Yeah.
and there's that Bougainvillea that I was telling you
Oh,
about.
wow.
But
That's
this-
an old one, isn't it?
Yeah.
Holy.
Oh, sorry, my marker.
Oh, that's okay. Yeah, that looks really old. Like,
Let's move it around a bit,
okay.
because good trees supposed to have multiple fronts.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
But again, see, like
Just an interesting tree all
would it
around.
get the weird growth as like some strange places. Oh,
Oh,
there you go.
just fell off.
See how easy it is
Yeah.
to lose your good branch.
I see.
But see, it has like meandering. I love that look of the sort of sinuous
Yeah, so do I.
dragons.
Yes.
And this one around fall, around my birthday, it's covered in white flowers.
Okay, wow.
But
So
see,
it's-
I'm gonna ask you something about this. The leaves always have this kind of look.
No,
It's not chlorosis, because chlorosis and bougainvilleas show up as the white veins, lack of iron.
could it be heat stress?
It always has leaves like that. See that?
Really?
And I don't know if it's disease or maybe your audience would know. See, smell this leaf. It doesn't have the same smell.
No, this smells like a normal leaf.
Yeah.
I don't know. I find if I have mine in the greenhouse,
You think it's aphids or something, right? There's no
could
evidence
be.
of any.
Do you get whitefly on it at
No.
all? No.
There's no evidence of any bugs.
No.
Maybe that's how it is.
Huh.
Well, mystery.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
But see, almost every leaf looks like that. I don't know if it's just a species.
I get. Yeah, I don't get the crumpled leaves like
Yeah.
that, but I get some yellowing if it's too hot in the greenhouse. And
Well,
so I
it's
move it
okay.
outside and then it fixes itself.
And here I have. Oh, see, this is grown into the pot.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
That's the beauty of those.
That's escape roots,
Yeah,
eh?
like there's the wild rose
Oh,
in
isn't
here,
that nice? This
and the buckthorn and some
another
other.
slice of nature,
Yeah,
eh?
golden jenny and some other things, and I like the kind of. I don't know what they call them, misakuno or something, Japanese.
Yeah,
It's like a planting of wild stuff.
I think that's cool. I like that.
Right now, I'm just gonna escape it.
Yeah. Wow.
They overwinter well in our climate.
Yeah.
Like right in the garden.
Nice.
So here's a selection of my pines. They
Okay.
seem to like the most light, so I give them the most light I can give them in my garden.
That's a good idea, eh?
They're just all trainers.
Is
It's
that
a variety of Scots Pine,
Scots pine? Wow.
but I like the red bark.
I
of
love
Scots
the
Pine.
red bark, yeah.
This might be Jeremy or Little Brawley. I bought them together, and I'm not sure which name is which.
Okay.
There's the other one that I bought at the same time.
Okay.
So
Over here,
this
eh?
one, it's a really crazy budding. This buds like crazy. I've never seen pine that has so many buds. I had to remove most of them because
Really?
they even will bud like in there.
Really?
Oh yeah, it just
Just super
like
dense, eh?
yeah. And it's just incredible. And when I purchased them, they had such a tiny foliage too. There was another
Okay.
attractive aspect of them. There's my older The Scots Pine.
wow.
I would not know the name of this one, but
I love the old bark contrasting with the red
and
bark.
that's what they look like in Europe.
Yeah.
The Europeans pine is very popular, like harvested commercial plant.
I see.
And I remember spending a lot of hours in forests with them. You hear the sound of the wind
Oh, nice.
and they move in the wind and the bark peels. Yeah,
Yeah.
That's like almost like ocean sound, right?
Yeah. That's very cool.
Yeah.
Ah, beautiful tree. Just beautiful.
Well, this one here, it's my dwarf. I believe it's dwarf variety of Japanese white pine.
Okay.
And you know, I'm still scared of working on them. Yeah, so
Well, it looks good.
it survived the first repotting
Okay.
a couple of years
Well,
ago.
that's a big step forward,
Yeah.
isn't it?
And you know, I'm trying to give a lot of air to the roots. And yeah, I think next workshop is going to be candidate for workshop.
I see.
But
Well, it's got a nice basic shape, doesn't
yeah,
it?
yeah, and you know, they're such a graceful plants.
Yeah.
And you know, now they're going to lose the old 3-year-old needles.
Yeah.
And you know, dwarfs are they're more difficult, I think.
Yeah, I think
In some,
Connor had one, and he said it was like he thought it was called a sea urchin variety.
this
'Cause-
one's called Catherine Elizabeth or something.
Oh,
like that,
okay.
Because it had tag.
Yeah,
And you know, I love the Japanese white pines.
yeah.
I have one in front of the house, but oh my lord, they're slow growers.
Yeah.
So if you want something nice, start with a thick trunk.
Yeah.
And this is one of my oldest pines.
Okay.
Not much to show, unfortunately. It's like an ugly duckling to this day. It's a Mugo pine,
Okay. Wow.
but I started with a little sapling I had in the ground for a number of years,
Yeah.
and still it's getting brown needles. I don't know why. So
How
this
many
is-
years have you been doing bonsai, John?
Well, the indoor type I grew for maybe, well, actually comes to think of it, nearly 30 years. But I
Okay.
don't have much to show for it. Not like you.
Well, I don't have much to show
You
for
have
my
some
years.
trees that have 30 years old. I knew
Well,
I
well.
don't. But yeah, when we moved here, then I started the outdoor.
I see. Oh, okay.
So there's about a dozen years or so, maybe 15 years
Yeah.
since I've been growing the.
So a good long time to get some mature
Well, you
trees
know,
in your
like they
collection.
say, first 10 years you learn how not to kill them.
Yes.
Next 10 years you learn how to keep them healthy, and then maybe next 10 years you learn how to style them.
The next 10 years, you start a YouTube channel.
There you go. But you know, there's another, like, you know, I like experimenting with different specimens. and
Oh, wow.
I think this is called Japanese pagoda tree.
Okay.
Look how beautiful is the foliage on it. It's like a sort of like a box.
Yeah.
Although it's not a great example of it,
That is really cool. I like that.
but it's rather nice, responds well to pruning,
yeah.
and even has little flowers. Nothing spectacular, but
Yeah.
I mean, touch it, feels like boxwood.
Yeah. Very tough leaves.
And actually, it's nice buck buds really well, because I think there's going to
You've
be
done
some
a
major,
few hard prunings.
major
on it.
restyling still coming up.
Oh, it's a lovely little tree, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a cheerful little thing.
And it's called Japanese
I
pagoda.
believe that's what it's called.
Yeah. Wow.
And moving on to this one. It's,
Okay. This is a
experiment. It's going to be pure.
very blue foliage.
Yeah.
Wow.
If I remember correctly, this is
Yeah.
one of those Colorado or Rocky junipers,
Okay.
which I picked up, and year-end, big box store sales,
Yeah.
and I want to see how it goes.
Okay.
Well, you can just remove this
Oh, yeah.
that thing.
Okay.
The encouraging thing was that it was planted in sand, not in clay,
Okay.
and I just want to do the top-down method of repotting like you did.
Okay, yeah.
But
Yeah.
when I started hosing the water, the water was disappearing. I couldn't hose anything off it. Usually you expect like something to float away.
Okay, I see.
So I removed the top and realized it was all yellow sand.
All sand, eh?
So as I lifted, the whole sand kind of flew away.
So you
Uh-oh.
basically bare rooted the entire tree, then, eh?
Not really, but mostly. So
Okay.
I put a good soil on top and on the bottom.
Okay.
But well, it's been about a month since I did that.
Okay.
And
And
we'll
it's
see what happens.
still doing fine, isn't it?
I was attracted to the fact that it's so blue.
Yeah.
As you can
It's
look
very
around.
blue. It's
So as you can look around, there's not much, but I don't know anything about it.
yeah.
Some of the branches did turn brown,
Well,
but let's see what happens.
Yeah, you'll learn.
Experiments.
See how it goes.
You know,
Well, it's so unique with that color, isn't it?
Yeah, it looks like those California junipers. They grow them out west.
Yeah, very silvery.
Sierra and one seed juniper, or whatever they call them.
Yeah.
They do get quite shaggy, apparently.
Yeah.
But I don't even know where the new growth on it is.
No.
But it's you know, softer variety. I thought it would be very spiky.
Yeah. Oh, there's some green in here.
Yeah.
See that?
Yeah, there you go.
Right
Maybe
in
that's a
here.
new growth.
Maybe that. Yeah.
I do spray them with foliage spray.
Okay.
I'm a fan of that. See, there's my basically grown from seed Scots Pine.
Oh, really?
I did not start it. It came from David's.
Yeah.
But when I acquired it, it was about that thickness. About a dozen years ago.
Wow. Wow.
So I put it in a bigger container. I felt bad for it.
Yeah.
But look how small the needles are this year.
Yeah. They're very.
And they were full-fledged Scots Pine needles. This is full.
So it was
this long.
Really?
Even last year, they're this long.
And why do you think they're small this
I
year?
have no idea. Maybe there's more of the foliage pads.
Maybe it's getting a little root bound, maybe, or
No, it's actually I put it in bigger boxes.
Okay. Okay.
It was a much smaller container. It was like one of those
I see.
gallon containers. But the bark is maturing and it is a mess right now. But you know,
It's alive and growing, and
I was going to give a
looking
sacrifice
good.
branch over here, but look, that's 2 years of growth, and I didn't cut anything. That's weird.
I see.
But there's another potential for workshop.
Yes. That's a diamond in the rough, isn't it?
You know, sometimes
Its day will come.
it's just a matter of changing the orientation in the pot, and all of a sudden you go, oh, really? I didn't see that.
Yeah. I know. One day you come out and you're looking at your trees and the lighting's just right, and you think, that's what I want to do with
and
it.
that's what you have to do.
It's like a eureka moment, isn't it?
When you design your trees, that's why my wife goes, why are you staring at your trees? Why are you just staring at them? I'm like, I'm looking for the right front.
Yeah. Exactly.
And it's like, I don't know.
That's part of the hobby, staring at your trees.
That's right. It's the serene
My wife says,
moment.
you're going to make them paranoid.
Yeah, so